Well, guys, we're going to be talking about the woke Pope. Yes, Pope Francis. I'm not a fan of this man. I believe that this man should be removed from being the Pope. Now, I'm not a Catholic. I was actually baptized as Baptist, but my grandmother was Baptist and my grandfather was a Catholic. So I actually used to go to Mass all the time with my grandfather when I was a little boy before he passed away. Guys, I don't even recognize the Catholic Church anymore, at least the leadership anyway, because their leader, Pope Francis, man, is a radical left-wing lunatic. This man, I believe, is doing damage not only to the Catholic Church, but also to Christianity overall. He is supposed to be, I guess you can say, the face of Christianity, considering, that the Catholic faith, he's the leader. But this man is dangerous. This man is a Marxist. This man is a radical. He's not preaching from the Bible. He is not following church tradition. He's actually supposed to be standing up for being pro-life. He's supposed to be against the radical LGBT agenda. But this man seems to be embracing all of that. And there are people within the Catholic Church, bishops, that have been outspoken against the radical agenda of Pope Francis. Now, guys, one of these bishops has now lost his job, and he actually resides right out here in Texas. He has been a vocal critic of Francis, and now Francis has now fired him. Check this out, guys. Pope Francis forcibly removes pro-life Texas bishop after closed-door Vatican investigation. Yes, a bishop that is pro-life. That's actually really a part of the Catholic faith, because abortion is wrong. It goes against the teachings of the Bible and Jesus. But Pope Francis just fired this man, a conservative bishop that wants to follow the Bible, follow the teachings of the church. But Pope Francis, being the woke Pope, said, no, I'm going to sack you. So it says here on Saturday, Pope Francis relieved pro-life Bishop Joseph E. Strickland of Tyler, Texas, of his duties without reason and appointed the bishop in Austin to take over temporarily. According to the Associated Press, Strickland made a name for himself among conservatives in the U.S. as a staunch critic of the Pope's social agenda and even accused him of undermining the deposit of faith. Now, over the years, guys, Pope Francis has really kind of been pushing the bar to allow gay marriage. Then he kind of backs off. Because I believe, guys, if he actually allows gay marriage in the church, that will be the end of the Catholic Church. But he's pushing this agenda, man. If he remains the Pope long enough, he may actually push the church over the edge. And I believe there will be a massive schism that hasn't happened since the Latin Church actually split with the Greek Orthodox Church. They used to be one. And then you guys can go and do the research on the Great Schism there. It could be that kind of level, guys. But anyway, it goes on here. It says Strickland is notably an outspoken conservative who is in favor of the Latin Mass, which Francis has stood against. Strickland also holds a strict pro-life stance in regard to abortion and strongly favors traditional marriage. Cardinal Daniel DiNardo of Texas told the Associated Press that the Vatican sent Bishop Dennis Sullivan of New Jersey and retired Bishop Emeritus Gerald Kankavas of Arizona to investigate claims that Strickland was making doctrinally unorthodox claims earlier this year. The investigators' recommendation to Pope Francis was that, quote, the continuation in office of Bishop Strickland was not feasible, and Strickland was asked to resign on Thursday, but refused to do so. Good for him that he refused. The most recent criticism that Strickland had for the Pope was about a month-long synod last month where the church voted on whether to allow women to have a bigger role in the decision-making of the church and to codify being more welcoming to LGBT Catholics into its official policy. He called it a travesty that the church was considering such measures. Yeah. Now, when it comes to this LGBT thing, yes, they should be welcome into the church. But however, because church is actually for sinners, by the way. So I'm okay with that. But if you're going to allow them to come in, and still, not preach against the LGBT agenda and stuff like that, that goes against the Bible, yeah, that's a problem then. That's a problem. So they're trying to be, what do they say, more LGBT friendly or whatever it is. The thing is, man, that is dangerous. Are you going to allow these people in leadership positions, stuff like that? That should not be happening, man. That should not be happening. But he goes on, he says, quote, regrettably, it may not be that some will label as schematics those who disagree with the changes being proposed, Strickland wrote in the letter. Instead, those who would propose changes to that which cannot be changed seek to commandeer Christ's church, and they are indeed the true schematics. Upon the announcement of Strickland's removal, the Diocese of Tyler wrote in a statement, our mission is to share the gospel of Jesus Christ, to foster an authentic Christian community, and to serve the needs of all people with compassion and love, it said. We strive to deepen our faith, promote the common good, and create a welcoming environment for all to encounter the loving God, Father, Son, and Spirit. In reaction to the announcement, Human Events senior editor Jack Posobiec said on X, Pope Francis just canceled the most pro-life bishop in America. Will the celebrity priest on YouTube say anything about this? Man, this is just ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. But it's getting worse, guys, because the Vatican, on the orders of the woke Pope, made some decisions about transgender people. Look at this. Vatican says transgender people can be baptized and become godparents, but with caveats. And really, there is no caveat because it's really, really vague. This man is pushing a dangerous left-wing agenda that will destroy the Christian faith, at least the Catholic Church anyway. Look here. The Vatican announced Wednesday that transgender people can be baptized and become godparents under certain conditions, as well as serve as witnesses to church weddings. The statement, which was written in Portuguese, was made in response to a Brazilian bishop who asked the Vatican about the church's stance on transgender people within its congregations. The Vatican's document stated that transgender people, including those who have received hormone replacement therapy or sex reassignment surgery, can be baptized, quote, under the same conditions as other believers, but only if there's no, quote, risk of generating a public scandal or disorientation among the faithful. But the document did not clarify what a public scandal would entail. Additionally, the statement allows for transgender children and adolescents to be baptized as well, and added that there is no reason why transgender people cannot serve as witnesses at weddings. The document also specifies that same-sex couples would be able to baptize a child who had been adopted or born via surrogate, providing there is, quote, a well-founded hope that he or she will be educated in the Catholic religion. The Vatican's affirmation that transgender people should be welcome in the church's sacramental life signals Pope Francis's desire for a pastorally focused approach to LGBTQ plus issues is taking hold. My goodness. This is the woke Pope. This is the woke Pope pushing a radical left-wing agenda that definitely goes against the teachings of the church and the Bible. My goodness, man. This guy, Catholics, man, you guys are going to have to rally together. I know this is going to be really hard, considering this man is in charge of a worldwide religion. You guys got to force this guy out some kind of way. I don't know what can be done, but it definitely seems, the Cardinals probably should really be the ones to force this guy out. But I don't think that's going to happen. This man is a dangerous Marxist that is trying to destroy the faith, man. And I don't like it whatsoever. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.